So in this video, we're going to be looking at how to use the import functionality within Traffic Control. So here inside the Traffic Control stack, I've set up a route for import. Here I have test import, and when you choose import, you can supply a destination. Now this destination should not be a URL. It needs to be the path to the page that you want to import. So here I have just import.php. So if we go to the import page inside this demo file, and let's look at the path, we'll notice that the folder is / and it's import.php. Now, for example, if I were going to do, import and then index.php, okay, let's say my folder name of that would be this. Inside my route, the import would need to be updated. So that was actually import / index.php. Okay. So this needs to be the actual path from the top of your website to the actual file that you want to import. So let's see what actually import does for us. So here I've published the actual project file for Traffic Control. And let's go ahead and test one of those routes. Let's test that test-import route. Now, when I hit enter here, what we'll notice is it actually takes us to the import page. But if we look at the URL, it didn't redirect us. It imported the page. So the route is now my URL. Okay. But the page that is imported was from a completely different URL. Remember, the original name of this file was import.php. And if we look, this is the page that's getting imported. So this is a way of kind of changing and updating your URLs, either temporarily. This is probably a great example of a way of doing a temporary sale URL that you want to expire at a certain point in time, but you don't want to use a redirect, right? The import functionality really helps you out with that. Now, one caveat with importing of routes is there are times where when you import a page, some of the related assets to that particular page might not get loaded. So for example, if you have some JavaScript files or CSS files, and you notice that those aren't getting imported properly when the page gets imported, there is a fix. And there is a fix within the SEO helper stack. So our SEO helper stack has a meta tag called base URL. And all you need to do is if you add that to the page, that will resolve issues with JavaScript and CSS and potentially other assets not getting loaded when the page is imported. Now, there could be other conflicts. If you have other PHP related stacks on this page, there could be issues importing those. So for example, let's say you have a feed stack or something like that on the page that you want to import. There could be some conflicts between that. It couldn't maybe load particular CSS or PHP libraries and things of that nature. So the import ability, while it's amazing, there could be some conflicts with PHP libraries. And the conflicts with CSS and JavaScript not being loaded, there is a workaround using SEO helper with this base URL meta tag.